What is going on, guys? This is Apex the Entertainer, and my God, just prepare to be so entertained. We're talking about a few different things. Looking at Marvel Snap, as always. If you haven't been able to figure it out yet, play a lot of Marvel Snap here, folks, as far as efficiency, as far as the big brain, all right? How to not be a beta, maybe? Okay? Let's get something straight. No betas here at Apex Entertainment. So we're going to talk about how to get credits. Obviously, that's the lifeblood of the game, right? That and collection points, which I'll talk about. But of course, that kind of leads into collection points. How to spend those credits, and then kind of a daily checklist for the way that you get the most value out of each day that you play this game, right? Being as efficient as possible. So of course, you may assume that I've briefly mentioned some of these things in a previous video. I expanded more on the artwork and progression of cards. So if you'd like to learn more about that, I might recommend taking a look at what that previous video. I'll make sure to link it up in that top right corner there. But nonetheless, let's get right into it. So first and foremost, big question, of course, how do we get credits, right? If you're not familiar, credits are right up here at the top left. Or top, mid-left, relax. Credits themselves, what they're used for is to upgrade your card. So you'll notice here I have a blue or a rare card. If I wanted to upgrade that into an epic purple card, then I'd require 200 credits and 20 boosters. Now, don't get me wrong, boosters are important, but they will not be the focus of the video because boosters are specific to each carrier. Because boosters are specific to each character, and of course, credits are not. Again, if you'd like to learn more about that, take a look at that other video. So nonetheless, when it comes to credits and how we get those credits, right? So first and foremost, you'll want to go over to the challenges, the missions tab. When you go over there, you'll see that you have, number one, a weekly challenge that's kind of a progressive, so to speak. So once you complete 5 missions, 10 missions, 15, 20, and 25, you will consequently receive additional rewards. This is important, right? I'd say this is probably one of the, it's a major source for that credit income. This final one, if I recall correctly, gives you 500 credits amongst other rewards. You'll get gold and stuff like that, which we're going to talk a little bit more about gold here in a moment. And those weekly challenges are sourced from these missions. So I currently have 2 out of 6 available missions. So you'll cap out at 6 missions, and you will refill 2 more missions every 8 hours. So of course, if you want to be efficient, you stay on top of those missions, folks. You will also notice you can spend 120 gold to refresh missions, which is actually, and I'll talk about this a little bit more in just a moment, I think it's the best way to spend your gold if you want to be as efficient as possible. Again, you play this game however you want, okay? Okay, I'm not your dad, but we're going to talk about my way, aka the best way. We're going to go on over to the season pass. And so the season pass, similar to any other battle pass, if you've seen it before, it has a free and a premium version. Of course, you know me, I'm an absolute baller. So I have the premium version. There's been a lot of discussion on whether or not this is worth it. It's $10 for those that don't know. I guess that depends, value is very subjective, right? So if you're talking raw credit value, personally, without question, I think so, right? You get about 2,600 credits if you complete the full, and by complete, I mean get to level 50 on the season pass. You'll get about 2,600 total credits. 2,600 credits is a lot. So you can see, again, I've already finished the entirety of the battle pass. They do, of course, not just cap you at the end, because that wouldn't be any fun, okay? They let you continue with season cash and season cache. I don't know, okay? What am I? Somebody who knows how to say the word cash. Again, as you might assume, you want to progressively continue to get these caches will contain currency. Say that's probably the least important of them, right? This is especially these first 50 levels. A lot of that is premium. We'll go back to some of the other routes that I was mentioning previously. A couple of key things. Number one, variants. If you want to be efficient, right, you may not want to hear it. And trust me, if you see one that you really love, like if you're looking at this Uatu and you're like, damn, shorty be looking good. If you really like the look of one of the cards, again, go right ahead. But as far as overall value, rough. Get it? Rough. Really rough. That's the last thing that I would ever do. I certainly haven't spent my gold here. I don't recommend it. Next one that I will not recommend is fast upgrade. So again, this one, trap, absolute trap for the record, in my opinion. The idea here being, let me pull up this little thing here. 3 cards will be chosen basically daily, right? Every 8 hours. and you'll have the opportunity to upgrade them without using boosters. You pay for that difference in additional credits. Now, if you don't remember, boosters are way less important than credits. So basically they're saying, hey, take the more valuable currency, give us more of it, and then upgrade early. Now, obviously you're paying for the convenience of getting to upgrade something that you can't currently upgrade otherwise. But again, assuming you're going to consistently play, terrible, terrible value. I don't find enough people talking about these two things. These are the last things you should ever be doing if you're trying to really grind out that collection level. The next one we scroll down to here is the little credit shop here where you can buy credits with gold. I actually don't think this is a bad option, surprisingly, as much as I hate these other two. 120 gold for 150 credits is not bad, but you should pretty much never do it, and I'll explain why momentarily. But this is what I really want to hone in on here. This 50 credit slot right here that you can see says it's available in 2 hours and 35 minutes. Will refill regularly. I believe this one's 8 hours as well. Could be wrong. And give you 50 credits just for free, just for going into the shop. So this is a great little system. If you play 2 minutes a day, right, this should be something you always make sure to knock out. Even if you just play a game or two a day, you want to come over and make sure to grab this. And then, of course, cash money, baby. Ooh, baby, right? Scales up as you go, the more that you pay, of course, but we're not going to talk about that. So what I want to get back to, 150 credits for 120 gold is not bad, but there is a better option. If I go back over to my missions tab here, you'll see that I can refill 2 missions for 120 gold. I'll go ahead and give that a little click-see here so you folks can see that in action. So we're going to purchase 2 new daily missions for 120 gold. Now, if you don't notice, is that how that's supposed to work? I've never seen it just complete when I refilled it. Now, if you don't notice, that then gave us 2 new missions, 1 easy and 1 hard. That will consequently still give you 50 credits, which is what you get for every easy mission, and 100 credits, which is what you get for every hard mission. So you'll still get the same 150 credits, but with one important difference, of course, which is that you'll get season pass experience too. So in the long run, especially if you're in early levels, right? After I hit past 50, maybe it's not quite as important. But in the long run, if you play regularly, this is the way, folks. As I was making this video is when I really found some of that value. So this is beneficial for me too. Hey, it's a win-win, okay? Scratch my back, I scratch yours, okay? Don't read into that. It's just a saying, all right? That's all I'm saying, relax. So nonetheless, this is the best value, right? 120 gold for 150 credits, plus you get that season pass XP, with the caveat, of course, that you need to be able to complete those missions in a timely manner. I will say I don't think that's difficult if you're even semi-regular at play. I find myself very commonly running out of missions. So it should be pretty easy to knock those out as you go. Even those hard missions, right? Hard is a subjective term. Yeah, hard. The next thing worth mentioning, and I am almost positive that there's somewhere that I can view this. Take a little look-see-poo. Oh, you gotta love early access, folks. Okay, well, I can't show you here on the PC, but it is available on mobile. Basically, just daily logins, right? If you haven't seen it already, they had an initial login event. I'm sure that we can assume that we will have more login events that give you currency. So just keep an eye out for that. Nothing special there, right? Just make sure that you log into the game. And then we'll get into kind of the meat, in my opinion, what I think is the most important part of this video. If there's anything that I wish I would have done differently from the start, it's this right here, because I have wasted so much value in progressing my collection chain, which, if you don't know, collection chain is very, very important. It's built into pools, which I will talk about in just a second. But you progress collection as you get collection points. You get collection points as you progress characters. So if I were to move my Electra from this epic format and get her rarity up to legendary, which is the next step, by paying 300 credits and 30 boosters, I would get 6 collection level. So obviously at that point, if you want to attain as many characters as possible, because that's what collection level gets you, right? It gets you all the cards within certain pools. So the whole goal, right, is to get to the mystery cards. Of course, you get credits and boosters along the way, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's really about getting every card you can, because pool 3, ooh, baby, does it have some ridiculous cards. And I'm not there yet. So, I mean, some of you may be there, some of you might not be, but nonetheless, this will probably be useful information regardless. Unfortunately, I can't visualize this one with you as well as I might like to, because I don't have any commons. But I'll try to make sure to put up some real fancy stuff here on the right and left sides. so that you folks can get a better idea of what I'm talking about as we go. But to progress a character from common to uncommon, you spend 25 credits and 5 boosters. Now, again, for the purpose of this video, we're not really going to talk about boosters. Boosters are specific to characters. You need to be able to randomly generate them. Again, that's not the focus. Those are usually not the difficult part. Credits, again, being universal and applying to all characters, are what's really important. As you progress, the cost will progressively go up, and the collection level will go up as well. You'll get more collection points, right? But that collection point scaling is vastly, vastly different as you go. And it's real important that you understand this if you want to be as efficient as you can be on the collection level. So to illustrate this, got some quick maths here for you. We get precision here at Apex Entertainment, okay? We don't mess around. So let's give a quick example, right? You'll notice that I don't have any characters that I've got at common. Everybody's at least uncommon, and there is a reason for that. What I'm going to recommend to you is if you want to progress this collection level as quickly as possible, you always upgrade your common cards first. You start from the lowest scaling and you upgrade as you go. And I know you're sitting here and you're looking at this board and you're going, hypocrite. Absolute garbage hypocrite. And you're half right. It took me a while to figure this out. I was just excited about the artwork. I was excited to check things out. I think that was one of the things that made this game so unique. So I wanted to hop right on it. Don't do that anymore. So again, I pretty much stop at rare across the board. So I'll progress common, uncommon, and then uncommon to rare because I did run out of commons, of course. And then I stop there until I can progress my next uncommon. So back to the maths on this one, little breakdown for you. Let's say you have 100 characters that are common to uncommon. Again, you're going to spend 25 credits per character to upgrade them, and then you're going to get 1 collection point. So math is pretty sweet and simple on this one, folks. You'd spend 2,500 credits, and you receive 100 collection points. So that one's real sweet and simple. Now, what I'll compare that to is what I think people most commonly do. I feel like legendary, getting a character to legendary, seems like it's kind of maybe soft cap as far as progression goes. I know that from my perspective, when I first got started, after I hit legendary, I kind of felt like I had completed that character, even though there's most definitely better, more progressive steps like Ultra and Infinity, of course. But I already, even not knowing what I'm about to explain, I thought that, okay, well, that gets a little pricey. We'll stop and I'll get some other cards to legendary. Let's say that you wanted to go through and take your favorite cards and get them all to legendary. Let's just say that was your sweet spot. You'll pay 25 credits for the first one, 100 for the next, 200, and then 300. That's going to get you up to legendary, right? So if you did some quick math on that one, 625 credits to progress a character to legendary. So taking that credit balance, and let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to take my favorite cards. That's how I'm going to progress. That's how I'm going to unlock more characters. Because again, as you progress, you get those collection points, and then you unlock more characters. So if that is your route, right? If we take that same 2,500 credits, it'll cost you 625 credits per character, meaning that you'll take 4 characters and you'll progress them to legendary, right? With that 2,500 credits, the same thing we spent to get 100 characters from common to uncommon. Now I know what you're thinking, but don't I get more collector points by progressing them to higher rarities? Yes, you absolutely do. You're going to get a whopping 13 collection points for each character that you upgrade to legendary. So you're sitting there, you're like, damn, I get so many credits for going to legendary. That's the sickest method. This is the biggest of the brains. Absolutely not. It's just not, okay? You're going to get 52 credits, folks. You may have figured that out already. I was just chatting away. 52 collection points for the same amount of credits that you would spend going common to uncommon. So again, if that's not your route, that's fine. But if you want to be a mad lad, if you want to be an absolute champ, all right, not a beta, then I might recommend going through and upgrading all the commons separate first. One more thing that we're going to throw in here really quick, which is easy to miss. In fact, I missed it for quite a while. If I go on over, as we found out earlier, I'm not really going to be able to show this to you, am I? If you go into this section, this little news section, on your mobile device, since apparently that looks like that's not an option currently. They are doing events. That definitely seems like it's in kind of a beta rollout. Seems like they're getting things figured out as they go. But I have been playing these events. One of them was for an avatar, for a Venom or a Carnage avatar. The other one, the one that's currently running, is like a Halloween themed event, and you progressively get points upon completing missions and upon getting cubes when playing games. They basically have a 1 cube to 1 pumpkin ratio to unlock things. One of those being Morbius, which is what I'm about to use it for here in the next few minutes once I knock it out. Quick little recap here of what we spoke about today, folks. Again, we talked about the credits themselves, how you get them between missions, challenges, news, season pass, and just playing the game. Secondly, we talked about how to properly spend those credits, things to avoid, like this crap in the shop, daily offer and fast upgrade. Hate them. And then we talked about, the most efficient way to upgrade your characters. Again, doesn't mean you have to do it that way. It's just what I might recommend if you want to get as many new characters as possible. I hope that you folks really enjoyed this. I hope you come out of this a much more big brain and you go, damn, I understand this game like never before. I'm just rolling in the collection points. So get out there, get some collection points, play some games, get your cubes, baby. Overall, I just hope that you folks enjoyed, and I appreciate you all.